Welcome to tonight's Georgia Tech Food and Beverage Accelerator Information Session. My name is Aubrey Lenyard, and I'm joined by my incredible colleague, Brandy Nagel, who's the co-director of the Georgia Tech Food and Beverage Accelerator, along with me. I know that most of you on the line know me, but I will tell you again who I am. As I said, I'm Aubrey Lenyard. I work at Georgia Tech for ATDC, and ATDC is a startup incubator for technology companies. So I know this is a little different. Like, hey, if Aubrey's in tech, why is he working in food today? But I think a lot of you also know that food is actually my passion. So I am very excited to be here today. Throughout this session, we're going to walk you through the structure of our accelerator. We're going to talk about the resources that we offer and what you can expect from being a part of this community. And so, as we're doing that, if you guys have any questions, I want you to just
Not
jot those
showing my
down.
picture anyway.
That I'm sorry. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, just jot them down, and at the very end of the session, we're going to make sure that we leave you guys time to ask us all the questions that you need. So Brandy and I, we definitely don't want to talk too long, but there's some information that we really want to share. I'm going to ask Brandy if she'll share a little bit of how the Georgia Tech Food and Beverage Accelerator, came to. I'll also tell you this: throughout the rest of this call, we will call the Georgia Tech Food and Beverage Accelerator the GT.FBA. It's a mouthful. So, Brandy, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thanks, Aubrey. Hi, I'm Brandy Nagel. Many of you I've met, so pleased to see so many faces. I have been at Georgia Tech for more than 10 years, and I am an entrepreneur educator. So Aubrey asked me to tell the story of how we got here. I met one of my colleagues. This was like just as the pandemic was starting, Wendy White. Some of you know Wendy White. She's a food scientist. She went to UGA, and she's a food scientist. She works at Georgia Tech helping food manufacturers. And I just had a great conversation with her. We were aligned on so many things. She was so smart. She had real warmth and friendliness. She made it really easy to understand what she was talking about with food safety and stuff. And she didn't have that an attitude like she was smarter than everyone else. She was more like she knew some things and she wanted to share what she learned. She had this real enthusiasm. And I just got so excited talking with her because she's such a good educator that I thought, let me just see if there's anything that we could work on together. So I did a little search and I found a grant, and it had a particular focus on underserved communities. And I felt pretty sure talking with her that she would be good with that. But I called her back and I said, so what do you think about this? And she said, oh, I don't think anyone at Georgia Tech has ever really won a grant from the USDA before, but let's try. So we started writing it up, and I had a requirement and she had a requirement. So she said, we have to have Jennifer Stone, which is one of our colleagues who's this curriculum designer who's just fantastic. And I had met Jennifer before, and I said, okay, all right, that sounds great. And I said, well, my requirement is we have to have Aubrey. And Wendy said, I've met Aubrey before. He's great. What do you think he could do with us? And I said, well, he's our outreach manager, clearly. And she said, okay, that sounds good. So we've been doing this program now. We've just finished the second year. We won the grant. We've been doing the classes for 2 years, and Aubrey has been part of the success story of this grant for us because he knew so much about the food business through ObSauce, through his involvement in the industry, not just in Georgia, but nationwide. So Aubrey had put a little bug in my ear earlier this year and said, we're not really doing enough with this program. And I'm like, Aubrey, we're doing great. We're doing great. Aubrey said, no, we could do more. And he started to tell me about his ideas for curriculum and see, Aubrey knows things that I don't know because he has this real world experience, right? So I was listening to him, and finally I just thought, okay, let's do it. He's been a dream to work with so far, so let's go ahead and do it. So that was the beginning of this program. And so Aubrey, I'm going to hand it over to you. Talk about who we're working with or who we're serving with this new program.
Absolutely. So we are looking to help anyone in the state of Georgia that has a food idea. Okay, whether that is literally you're just thinking about it, or you found grandmom's recipe in the closet, or you have a product that's already on shelves and you're now looking to scale it. We can help you. Scale that program. I'm sorry, scale that product. Unfortunately, the only products that we won't be able to support at this time would be any type of CBD, or any type of alcohol. And you guys would have to understand that Brandy and I, both work for the state, and unfortunately, that is just not something that we can do, and you're just a little bit above us. So, Brandy, if you'll kind of break down those programs
Mm-hmm.
and how we're planning to help, I think that'll be
Okay.
helpful.
Yeah, I'm happy to. So Aubrey said who we're working with. I want to emphasize it's food and beverage makers. It's farmers with a value added product, food tech, agricultural tech, all of that in Georgia. In Georgia is a requirement because of how we are funded. Not because we're Georgia Tech specifically, but because of how we are funded. All right, so we've got Aubrey, this is going to take me a minute. Is that all right?
That's okay. Take your time.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we got two programs, and I'll talk about one and then the other. The first one is the accelerator. That's what we mean when we say Georgia Tech Food and Beverage Accelerator. But there's another program. So if you hear something in the next minute or two and you think, oh, but that's not me, stay with me because there's a second program that I'll talk about. So the accelerator is a 6-month program starting in January. We knew that we didn't want to start it in November, December because many of you have a busy holiday season in November, December. So it's 6 months. It is $200 for one company to join for that 6-month program. $200 for one company for 6 months. I know that is ridiculously small compared to like other programs, but it's part of what Georgia Tech is about is increasing access and making programs like this available to everyone in the state of Georgia. So this is not an Atlanta program, it's a Georgia program. In this accelerator, we have room for up to 20 companies. And the reason why it's small is because of the amount of attention we're giving to each one of those companies. These companies should have a product and they should have capacity. What that means is they've got a product and they're ready to grow. If you are just struggling to get product out the door, and then the accelerator is not right for you, we've got another offering. The accelerator is going to be pretty rigorous. It is strenuous. It is not for everyone. It is for people who they're good where they are and now they're ready to grow. So what might that mean? Companies looking to scale, like you've been selling at the farmers market and now you want to go to retail stores, or you're in regional retail stores and you want to go national, or maybe you're selling online right now through a website, but you want to get on shelves. There's got to be some growth. You want to go from here to there. This is for business owners anywhere in the state, and we're looking for a viable product, something where we know we can help you. So this is not about, oh, we've got great numbers and we're going to accept a whole bunch of people into this program, so we've got a big program. That's why we say up to 20. We know we can't do more than 20, but if we only find 10 companies that we think we can help, then that's who we're going to focus on. And then I want to say the kinds of things that we'll talk about, what we'll learn in this class. Customer discovery, business model canvas, even though many of you will already have had that figured out. That's a basic that we do almost every program at Georgia Tech. We start with customer discovery, business model canvas. We'll talk about revenue models, looking for new revenue models, pricing, retail readiness, and then thinking about the product. We'll talk about formulation, food safety. That's our friends in the Georgia Manufacturing Extension Program, Wendy White and Andrea Hines. Some of you know them. The food safety, labeling, how to handle recalls, and all of that. Oh, and then the dates. So applications are open right now, and we've started to review them. We've called a few people where we had questions. Applications are open now. Oh, and then Aubrey just put it in the chat. Aren't you smart? Thank you, Aubrey. Applications close November 1st. We'll review the applications and then we'll send invitations to pitch at demo day by November 6th. I know this goes quick, right? Demo day is Monday, November 11th. We're trying to get as much done as we can before the winter holidays. And then the first cohort will be announced on November 15th, but the cohort doesn't begin until January 2025. Demo day is an opportunity to do a tasting. The finalists will bring samples and they'll do a pitch to a selection panel, and then we'll share those details with the finalists as we get closer to that. Okay, so that's the accelerator. Now, if you heard something there and you're thinking, that's not quite me, maybe you don't have the time or you're not at the right place in your business, then here's the other program, the incubator. And in startup world, we use these two words pretty specifically. Accelerate means you're giving energy to that company. Incubate is usually for earlier stage. Incubator is for people who've got an idea, they've got a sample, or they've got a product, and they're ready to take the next step, but they want to learn more so that they can grow their business. The price for the incubator is $100 for 1 year for one person. Much less money. You will, as a member of the incubator, be able to attend all of those classes that the accelerator offers. You won't be required. It'll be optional, right? You go to the ones you like. If you think, oh, I really need to figure out formulation. Okay, then go to the formulation class. Or you think, oh, it's time for me to upgrade my label. Okay, then go to the labeling class. So the incubator is kind of this all-you-can-eat buffet. Aubrey, did I forget anything?
No, I think you've covered it all.
Can you talk about where the classes will be taught?
Absolutely. So, Brandy, most of the classes will be taught on campus at Georgia Tech. Okay. But we do understand, especially as part of the cohort, if you are part of the cohort, we do understand that sometimes you may not have the time. So we're going to also offer a few of those classes virtually, just like, we're doing today. And luckily, we have some of the best partners that have signed on with us, and they have also given us permission to use their space as well. So there will be sometimes when we will possibly meet at one of our partners, but most of those classes will take place right at Georgia Tech. Brandy, do you mind if I share a little bit? I'm bursting to share who our partners actually are.
Yes, please,
I
please,
have been
please.
working extremely hard to bring what I call I'm calling them partners, but they are mentors. They are going to be people that are going to help accelerate your companies. And the first one is Georgia Department of Ag. Okay, you cannot start or build a product in the state of Georgia without GDA. There's just absolutely no way. And so we want to make sure that we are connecting our members immediately at the very beginning, because what's very important is not only creating good food, but we want to have safe food. That is very, very important. And so I am so happy to be partnering with GDA. Because they will help us to make sure that we are getting the proper licensing and all of those important things before we can actually start this food company. And then the second company, how many of you guys have ever traveled and have gone to a Stuckey's? Stuckey's, okay, I see some hands. I will not let you see what's behind me, but I absolutely love Stuckey's. And so I reached out to Stephanie Stuckey. She is the CEO of Stuckey's. And if you've ever met Stephanie, she is a cheerleader for the food and beverage community. And she also has the absolute best Rolodex. There's not one person that she does not know in this industry. And so we're going to leverage that relationship because she will be one of our top mentors. And then the third company that I can actually announce tonight is Gourmet Foods International. Gourmet Foods International is one of the largest food distribution companies in the Southeast. So, Brandy mentioned, let's say that you have, I hope I don't want to pick on tonight. I want to pick on Andrew. I'll talk about him again. If you're Andrew and you're now ready to take that chicken sausage to the next level, and you're I see you, Andrew. And you're wanting to now sell not only in farmers markets, but you want to be in grocery stores, across the Southeast. Guess who that partner is? And it would be Gourmet Foods International, and they offer some of the best programs for startup companies just like yourself. And so we're so happy that they have come on with us. I have so many more that I just cannot discuss now. There, when you work for Georgia Tech, there's a lot of legal things that
Yeah.
happens behind the scenes. But as soon as we are able to share, you better believe I will be making those announcements. You can probably look on our social media tonight because I'll be actually making those announcements tonight. So Brandy, I want was did somebody ask something? Was that you,
No, I
Brandy?
think someone was
Okay.
coughing. It's okay.
Hey, I'm sorry. So Brandy, I'm going to turn it back over to you just to see if there's anything else that we need to share before we open it up for questions. I already see tons of questions in the
Yep.
chat.
I answered a few questions in the chat already. Aubrey, would you mind just reading them, make sure
Yeah, no problem.
I've
Let me
covered?
go up. So there
So
was
the
one that I remember seeing about someone wanted to know if they had I think it was a cottage license. I can't find it now, but they wanted to
Yeah,
know
I
if
saw
this
that.
program would be good for them if they had a cottage license.
I I
Absolutely.
said yes. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
good.
So that's a part of the acceleration. So let's say you have the cottage license and GDA, they've already told us what those rules are. Those rules are that you cannot sell across state lines. Okay, you cannot sell to retail. And so if you're wanting to now sell to grocery stores or sell online, we would be able to help you. As we said, the first thing we want to do is get you connected with GDA, make sure that you have all of the licensing correct and all of the health and safety issues. And then that could possibly be your progression. So yes, 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 you are the type of company that we are looking for. Brandy, what was another one?
So I have a question, Aubrey. I don't know how to answer. This is from
Okay.
Sonia and Sophia, and it says,
Okay.
for my products, do I need to have a shelf study completed before I am able to sell in stores?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Because what will be important is you have to be able to tell that retailer how long your product can last on the shelf. So that's a yes, and we will be working very closely with Georgia. I always say this wrong, UGA. Okay.
Hmm.
And so I know you guys probably think, oh, UGA and Georgia Tech, we are only competitors on the football field. Okay. But
That's
you better
right.
believe everything else, we are going to work very hard. Before this meeting, I actually received an email from the head of their food program talking about how we are actually going to partner. So, our goal here is to help Georgians, okay? And so, even the governor would be happy with this program because what we wanna do is we call it simple economic development. If you guys are making money and building companies, that's what the state needs. So we're going to do everything in our power to partner with the right people. And we all know that UGA has one of the best formation programs in the country. What's another
Um,
one? Do you have another one, Brandy?
yeah, so a couple people have asked about, I think these are people who are out around the state. They're asking
Okay.
about classes. So I think that you will be, and we have to name the cohort and see where people live before we can finalize this. Because if the majority of the people are from South Georgia, for example, then we have to accommodate, Aubrey and I have to figure out how to accommodate that. Then we might have a session in Metter or in Albany. So we have to kind of figure that part out. And this is a pilot. We're just starting out. I hope you'll bear with us as we figure these things out. Um, Classes will generally be once or I'm sorry, once a week or twice a month, because there will be assignments in between that you'll need to work on if you haven't done that already. So I'll give you an example. We'll do the pricing class. And then the person who's leading that class, it won't be me. Aubrey's got another instructor lined up for that. Then that person will give you some homework, which you'll have a week or two to complete. Because our understanding is you're all running businesses while you're in this program. We can't make it crazy amount of assignments for you to try and figure out while you're still running your business. I mean, I do believe in rigor. I mean, that's the Georgia Tech way, but we can't be unreasonable, right? So you'll have time to figure things out in between. There was another question, will classes be all day or just a few hours? So I think right now, Aubrey, we have one class that's a 2-day workshop, but we haven't
Yes.
finalized that. So we might break that into 2 separate days, or we might have part of it online and part of it in person. So I think what I'm trying to say is we will try to optimize for the people who are in the program. I know we will not ever have classes on Saturday and Sunday. I can tell you that clearly. It will be during the working week. Um, and if we figure out, okay, everyone's free on Mondays, then we're going to work more on Mondays. We'll do our best to make it easy for everyone to participate.
Brandy, can
There's,
we possibly open up? Let's just
yeah.
let people. I
Oh,
feel like
yes,
we're
yes, yes.
missing a lot of questions here. If you guys want to just do your raise hand, and we'll call on you that way. I'm seeing some questions that I think we're missing. Hey there, Megan. You can go first. If you'll
Hey,
unmute yourself, and
can you
I don't
all
know if
hear
you can
me?
show us who you are. There you
Can you
go.
hear and see me?
I
Hey
can hear
there.
you. Welcome.
Thank, thank you all for hosting this info session. My question is, so I have a charcuterie company and I am wanting to take it to the next level by wholesaling to like our mom and pop stores here in the local Atlanta area. And I was wondering if this would be either the accelerator or the incubator program. Would either of those be a good fit for my company, just based off of hearing that small bit of information?
So I don't want to tell you which one of the programs that you should choose. However, Brandy and I we do have some criteria in mind that we are going to be looking at. But I would suggest to you to fill out the application if you have not done that already. And if if we read that you've met a certain criteria, we will invite you to be a part of that program. And then if not, you will then have the option to do the second program. So go ahead and send your app in, and we'll speak on the other end of that. Okay.
Thank you.
All righty. I think I see Teresa, were you next, or was that Cynthia? I'm sorry.
I don't know, but do you want me to go? Is that okay?
Yeah, why don't you go, Teresa? I'm sorry. I better
Okay, well,
watch that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Teresa, and I run a business called Kayla's Italian Ice that's delicious in every season. And we are very, very, very excited about this program and would love to join the Accelerator program. I run this company. It's me and my daughter. And so I just had two questions. One is for the application, do I need to fill out an application as well as my daughter? So is that 200 per person?
No. So first of all, I want you to fill it out for the accelerator. I think everyone should possibly fill it out for the accelerator. And then on the
Okay.
other end, after we've reviewed your app, we'll then be able to tell you which program we think that you would best fit in.
Okay, so as you're filling out the application, the money's not due at that time. Is that what you're
That is
saying?
correct. That is correct.
Okay. And then you said that is due on November 1st. Is that correct as well?
No, no monies are due now.
No,
That
the application.
Oh,
The
yes,
application.
applications. Yes, they will close, Brandy. I believe Brandy said at 11:59 on
Yes.
the first. I think that's what she said.
Yes, that's right.
And then your product as of right now can only be sold in state. Is that correct as well?
That's well, no.
No.
If you're selling, let's say if you are already licensed to sell across the state, you can sell anywhere. And
Okay.
so even if you don't have license right now, maybe it's just an idea. I still want you to fill out that application. Our goal is we're looking to see how we can help. We're not wanting to say, oh no, you can't be a part of this program. We'll mainly be looking at the application to see where you best fit.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering.
No problem, no problem. Thank you for your question. Hey, Cynthia, how are you? Please unmute yourself and unmute yourself and then ask your question.
Okay. Hi to everyone. I'm Cynthia. I'm the originator of the sweet potato spring rolls. And Aubrey, I think I do remember you. You have a sauce at
Yes,
the what's that store uh I can't think of the name of it in Atlanta.
I
Uh
have my sauce in a few stores, but we don't want to talk about me. We want to hear about what you doing.
I wanted to know, are you the Aubrey that I'm talking about?
Yes, I
Yeah,
have a
okay.
barbecue sauce called Ob sauce.
Okay, but what I want to know is the as far as where I'm at right now, I have a LOI from a retailer, and I
What's
want to
an First of
know
all, help us. What's an LOI?
a letter of intent, the
Oh, okay.
pre-contract, and I wanted to know would I be able to lease space from Georgia Tech to produce my products?
So unfortunately, at this time, we don't have space. Brandy and I don't have space. But hopefully down the line, that could be something that we'll be able to offer. But at this time, we will not be offering any space. We do have a partnership that I really shouldn't announce it right now, but there's a couple of shared kitchens across the state, and they have so graciously come on as a partner, and they will be offering deals and things of that nature that you will be able to work with. But unfortunately, you will not be able to lease space from Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cynthia. I
Yeah.
think the next question is that I'm sorry, Ferguson A. Ferguson?
Hi, yeah.
Hey there, how are you?
Good, good. My name is Anika. I'm sorry I didn't put
That's
that in
okay.
thing. So I know you talked a little bit about shelf ready or shelf stable. Would this program help you if you're trying to work on like extending the shelf life of your product or understanding kind of things and techniques that can be done with food science to help you with that?
So one good thing, I'm sorry, Brandy, I'm talking so much. You guys probably
Okay.
can tell I
Okay.
love doing this. But luckily we have some of the best partners again. And this particular partner actually is our coworker. And so we have Andrea Hines, who would assist us as well as you guys with formulation and research and development. So that definitely is something that we would be able to help you with. That is one of the classes that we're actually building right now, the formulation class.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Thank you for being here. And if you have not registered, make sure you, I'm sorry, if you have not applied, make sure you apply today. We would love to see your app.
Yes, I think my application should have been received.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I see iPhone 2. So while you if you'll reveal yourself, we're going to go ahead and take Kathleen. Hey Kathleen, how are you? I need you to mute yourself. Unmute yourself.
There we go. How you doing?
Oh, okay. Well, Kathleen, hold on. We'll take, if you will, just tell us your name and then you can go from there. Okay.
Sure. Daniel Allen from Ray Southern Foods.
Oh, hey there,
in Forest
Daniel.
Park. Just asking about where can we find the application to apply
Oh,
today?
I'll put it back in the chat again, but it's in the chat.
Perfect.
Boom, there it is.
Thank you. I'll grab it.
No problem. Okay, Kathleen, sorry about that. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm Kathleen Carpenter and I own Daydream Brownie ice cream sandwiches here in Atlanta. My question is, will there be classes or financial mentors? Maybe somebody that will teach us about the financial aspect of our businesses. I know a lot of us are creative and, you know, we've got that part down. And for me, my weakness would be the financial end. And I have a bookkeeper and I have accountants to keep me out of jail. But I'd like to be empowered to, you know, to understand it a little bit better.
So Kathleen, if I don't keep my hand over my mouth, I'm going to announce my next partner and I'll be in so much trouble. But
Okay.
just know that we have signed with one of the largest banks in the country and they are coming on and they will be our financial literacy partner. Okay. What that means is there's going to be a full curriculum for the financial aspects of the company. And let me just say why. When I started my company, and I don't want to, talk too much about me, but I didn't even know how to read a P&L. First of all, what is a P&L?
Right.
That was
Right.
one of my first questions. And then there was a balance sheet. And then something as simple as how to price your product. I was really having a problem with that because there are many people, there's one person on this line that I know that bake cakes and they just were not charging enough money. Okay, guys, we're not building a hobby, we're building a business. And so this particular person that we are working with, they're bringing all of the resources of this bank, behind them. And so you can count on that. I'm sorry, I'm so excited about that. And hopefully within the next couple of days, I'll be able to make that announcement soon. So that's a yes, 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 yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
No problem. So Nevada Stucking.
Yes, hi.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm good. I just followed you on Instagram. So my name is Nevada Stucking and I own Annie's Gourmet Syrup with my mom. And I'm right in line with Kathleen. So that was like one of my questions. So like the last 3 people have asked every question that I had so far. We make flavored cane sugar syrup and we use the real food to flavor them. And so that's something that's very important to us. So one question is with the formulation, I guess I don't really know as far as like natural ways to preserve the product. Is that something that we would learn about? Because I want to try to keep it not artificially flavored, if you get my drift.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. And then secondly, I know you said we would do some model, I took notes, model canvas.
Business model canvas.
Customer discovery business model canvassing. Once we've gone through some aspects, is there like marketing support? Like yeah, I guess if we're discovering who our customer is and we get that honed in, is there like, do you have partners to help with marketing? Do you have partners that, photographers or people that can help us build our brand as a whole? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So listen, this is what I want you to think. First of all, I'm going to send it back to Brandy. Brandy is the queen of all things customer discovery and
Okay.
business model canvas. But
Okay.
and my role really is making these partnerships. Okay, and
Right.
you can count on it. That we'll make sure that we're bringing those marketing. Anyone that can assist and help you, bring the company to fruition, we will definitely have those people, and hopefully I'll be able to announce those soon. But
Okay.
I want to let Brandy speak a little bit on the customer discovery, which is going to be major for us.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So the business model canvas and customer discovery, that's my area of expertise. It's how we teach entrepreneurship now. And it is the basis of a marketing plan, retail readiness, growing your business, finding new revenue streams. That's why we use it, because it's multi-purpose. It's a very simple one-page document. Customer discovery is just what it sounds like. You go out and you talk to potential customers. These things aren't hard, but they're things that a lot of business owners kind of deprioritize because other things are more important. But here's the thing, if you have a good business model canvas and it's accurate and it's complete, you can show it to a marketer and say, this is who my customer is, and this is what my customer values. And then they know what to do with it. So that's one thing. And then actually today, Aubrey and I were at lunch with someone who is saying they are interested in, or they are open to working with our cohort members, both incubator and accelerator, I think. Is that what you thought, Aubrey?
That is correct. Yes.
Incubator and accelerator. So all of our food people, for a reasonable fee, not crazy money, and we know the quality of his work. So Aubrey probably had this already figured out, but today was the day where it kind of clicked for me. Like, we know people, we know the quality of their work, so we're happy to make introductions. And that maybe saves you time, that these are folks that at least you have some sense that they're okay to work with, instead of posting something on Craigslist and not knowing what you're going to get.
So, Nevada, you can also think of it this way. When I first started off Sauce, it was a young man that was introduced to me. And even though I was at my day job, this man came into my office and we snuck into one of the conference rooms. And he spent almost an hour and 30 minutes with me. And I felt like he had just completely opened his Rolodex to me. And so, what we want you to think of the Georgia Tech Food and Beverage Accelerator is like a Rolodex, where we will be using the weight of Georgia Tech, the weight that opens doors, and also some of the knowledge that we have, that of the people that we've connected with around the state to assist you guys. That's exactly how that is. And so, if there is something that someone in our cohort needs, we'll definitely be making sure that we are making those intros. Did we answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you. Kathleen, is your hand raised again, or? Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to move on to Dina. Dina, if you will show yourself and unmute yourself.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well.
Dina
Thank
Richards.
you for being here.
Oh, thank you for the invitation. And I don't know if you can see me or not. It's kind of dark where I am. Well, I have a question. I'm a new company, Tree of Life, or supplement, and I'm working out of a commercial kitchen. And so one of the classes I've been referred to is the canning class. With I guess they have it at one of the GA Tennessee. So classes be part of the course, or that's all.
Dina, I think I can't hear you. Can anybody else hear Dina? So Dina, what I might ask you to do.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, are you there?
Okay. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so try
Is it
once more.
cutting?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Let me see if I. So basically, I was referred to the canning class
Okay.
because of I guess it goes with the shelf stabilization of knowing how long your product can stay on the shelf. I was referred to that class so that I could get the approval for my product to be on the shelf. I'm wondering if the Accelerator course that you're going to have, will that include that canning class certification that I would need, or no?
So
Aubrey, I don't think it will, but what do you think? We can make connections, can't we?
I was just about to say, if that is a class that UGA is already hosting, I would definitely say to to go ahead and take that class. As I said, they are pretty much the best in the country when it comes to all of the formulation things, with food. So yes, I would say that. I'm not going to say we won't offer that canning class at some time down the road at GT.FBA, but currently it's not on our curriculum.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. Okay, Sheila and then Kim. Hi,
Hey, how you?
Sheila.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you guys, and thanks for having us. So my sister and I, we own Cornbread Sisters, and I can't remember if we finished the application. So would you guys suggest us redoing it, refilling it out, or should we?
No, I just verified in the chat. I sent you a message. Yes, I have your application from Cornbread Sisters.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Thank you. All righty, and then we'll go with Kim and then Boris. I think that's Boris is Love. Hey, Kim.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I can unmute her.
Kim.
Let me see if I can unmute her. Okay, I see where. Come on. For some reason, it won't let me unmute her. Can you do it, Brandy?
Nope, I can't.
Hey, so Kim, while you try, oh wait, say something now. Say something now. No, and you're unmuted, but keep working with that, and we're going to take Boris while you keep trying. Okay. Okay. Hey, Boris, you want to go ahead?
I would. Hello, Aubrey and Brandy.
Hey
I
there.
have an acai bowl shop and am hoping to get a product into grocery stores. So it will be freezer section of a bowl that customers can, easily make at home, but at a much higher level than you can buy in the grocery store currently. So how much depth will there be on the co-packing side of sort of getting a product to a grocery store shelf, freezer section in particular?
Okay, so we are going to have a manufacturing partner. That's one, unfortunately, I cannot discuss, but let me just stop it there. So,
Okay.
because I start talking too much,
I
but
I won't say a word. It's just between you and I.
but yes, there will be a manufacturing partner, especially if you make it to the cohort part. Okay, and so if you have decided that this bowl is something that you are wanting to scale and grow, we will make sure that we assist you in the process of finding the perfect partner, not just a partner, but the perfect partner for for the product that you're doing. So now I will say this. That also sort of is in the middle of distribution as well. And
Mm-hmm.
so one good thing is, having a distribution arm that's, right here in Georgia, that would be very, very helpful for you. And also they could possibly be able to make connections for you with the perfect, you know, um, uh, manufacturing partner.
And so the little bit that I do know about co-packing is that you typically have to do some larger quantities to get somebody's sort of attention. Is that something that the program sort of circumvents, and you can possibly start on a smaller scale and then scale up? Or am I looking at those typically large minimums to get into a grocery store shelf?
So fingers crossed here. That is
Okay.
exactly what I'm working on.
Got it.
A lot
Great.
of this curriculum was sort of built on around some of the struggles that I had when I started
Oh,
sites.
clearly.
And so anybody that, is already preparing, or they're working to create a product to sell to market, they have had that issue. Okay.
Mhm.
That issue being, I don't, I don't make enough product, because therefore now the manufacturer is charging me double, the price that it would
Right.
cost if I, would meet their, I think they call it MOQs. And, so you have to meet a certain number. So the reason that I'm working with this particular partner is we want to be able to help you guys not have to have those high numbers. And even if there are the high numbers, we're hoping that we can get some relief somewhere in there. So I'm gonna just stop it right there. So just
No,
know
you're
that
very
that
careful.
is something that we are working on.
All right. Well, I do appreciate it. And you're the perfect person to sort of help with that, considering you've been through that exact process. So I'm looking forward to
Right.
hopefully working with you.
Yes, yes, yes. Alrighty. So Kim, how are we able to hear you this time? Dang, it looks like we did lose Kim. Well, Kim, while we're waiting on Kim, Corrine, how are you?
Hi, Aubrey. I'm great. Thank you.
Good to see
So
you.
excited about this program. So I had a question. I spent the last, I'm afraid and embarrassed to say how many months working on this HACCP plan. And I finally finished it very recently. But one of the things I came across in there is it says that there needs to be a team. Sadly, I am the team. And one of the people on that team has to be the expert in with the HACCP information. So is that something that will be covered in the class?
So we will definitely have our partners, Wendy and Andrea. Wendy and Andrea will teach those classes. And so even let's say that the class is not let's say for 3 or 4 months, and you actually need that information sooner than later, you'll be able to do office hours with Wendy or Andrea, and we'll be able to get those questions answered for you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's what one good thing about being a part of the program. Let's say you don't need, oh, I think I can hear Kim. So let's say that you don't actually need, the pricing right away. You might need it 6 months down the road. Well, hey, we're here, or you may not need the HACCP, tomorrow, but we're here when you need it 6 months from now.
Okay. Okay,
Righty,
great. Thank
let's go back to Kim. I just want to see if she can speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I've clicked everything.
Kim, I remember once before we were on a call. Did you have this problem once before?
Oh, no, this is the first
Okay.
time. I'm a
Okay, well,
first time caller and a first time
First
attendee.
caller. Okay, go ahead.
A couple quick things. So I'm Kim Freeman with Southern Cake Shop.
Okay.
I am a new products this year. Been selling out in farmers markets. I make cheese straws. So I have a question about. I also completed an application about a month or so ago, and I want to
Okay.
verify if you have my application or because I don't recall getting a receipt for it. And then I have a second question too. So it'd be under Southern Cake Shop.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Did you receive an email inviting you to this event?
Yes.
Yep. So, yep, we did receive it. That's how
Okay.
we
Perfect. Okay, my where I'm at now, I am under cottage kitchen license, and I am ready to start selling into the retail marketplace. So I've started to look at commercial kitchens so I can upgrade from my from my cottage license to my next step. So I know that one of my next steps is to get the shelf life. So I can obviously put it on my packaging and such. So I know you talked about it with a previous caller. Do you offer that workshop, or I think I heard that it was not part of this workshop, this 6 months, right? So is that a program I need to look at outside of what you offer?
No, formulation will definitely be a part of both the accelerator as well as the incubator. The formulation is just like the research and development. You can't have a product without both of those, and so we'll definitely be offering both in both spaces, and it'll
Okay.
probably come sooner than later.
Oh, okay, great. So, in other words, if I need to make sure or see if I'm included in the class, right, before
Yes,
I search to see if that is offered somewhere else,
that's
then
correct. So
right.
yes,
Okay.
let's see where you will fall, whether you'll fall in the incubator or if you'll fall in the in the accelerator, or if you'll fall in the incubator. And then
Okay. Well, I applied for the accelerator.
okay,
So should I also be applying for the incubator? No.
nope.
Okay.
All once we review the application, we will invite you to either one
Oh,
or the
perfect.
other. Yep.
Oh, okay, perfect. And could you tell me the dates one more time for
Yes, I will. I'll
everybody?
ask
The date.
Brandy if she'll give the dates. I'm
Okay.
horrible with dates, guys.
I will
Thank you.
absolutely share the dates, and I'll actually drop them in the chat too. Applications are open now through November 1st, and that's this Friday. Invitations to pitch at Demo Day will go out on November 6th, maybe earlier, but definitely by November 6th. And then Demo Day is Monday, November 11th. The first cohort will be announced on November 15th, and the cohort will meet in January. Aubrey, I had one question in the chat that I don't know how to answer.
Okay.
A person asked, would we have a product tasting class?
Never thought about that. Maybe that's something we should think about. It's not in the curriculum now, um, but hey, we could definitely think about that.
Okay.
Alrighty. I see. First of all, let me just make sure. So, Nevada, I see your hand up again. Do you still have a question?
I do. So
Okay, I'll let you go first.
okay. So as I'm going through this, I feel like I might have filled this out. Can you verify if you have an application from me?
Okay,
Yeah, I'm happy.
Brandy will-
Yeah, what business name?
Annie's Gourmet Syrup.
Yep, just a moment. Let me
Yeah, I
check.
thought I saw that.
Yes, we have it.
Alrighty, we're getting up
Thank
to
you.
the
Thank
top
you.
of the hour, so I want to make sure that we get these last questions in. I see, is that Buki? And then I have Kim.
Yes. Hi guys.
Hey
Thank
there,
you for
how are
putting
you?
this. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Thank you for putting this together. I was just telling Brandy that I'm so pumped with all the information I'm getting tonight. So I'm great you guys are putting this together. I have two questions. I joined a little late, so apologies if you already addressed this earlier on. But what's the difference between accelerator versus incubator?
Mm-hmm.
And then
So,
secondly, what is since you said both of you would be reviewing applications, did you share what that criteria was so that we can kind of put together a very compelling application to ensure that we get into it? So I just wanted to know if there was any specific criteria we should be addressing.
So let me say this, Buki. Actually, Brandy spent a lot of time discussing that, and since we have so few minutes here, let us answer those questions for you offline, okay?
Okay.
And so we're going to go ahead and move on to Kim, and if we have time, I promise we'll come back.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Hey, Kim.
Hello, I'm Kim. I am with Two Wolves Herbal Apothecary, and I have a couple of questions. The first one is about demo day and pitching. Now, are you talking about a formal pitch, like a pitch deck, or an informal pitch?
Oh, Aubrey.
And does that include food sampling? And then the other thing is, would we scale one product, or I have more than one product, so would we be led to figure out how to choose which one is more marketable?
Brandy, do you mind if I take that one?
Please go ahead.
Okay, I'll take the second one first. As far as which product that you decide to scale, if the product is in the same category, we could possibly look at that as you're scaling a brand instead of just one product. So let's say you did tuna fish, and let's not say tuna fish. Let's say a packaged chicken salad, and there are different flavors, in the chicken salad that you wanted to scale. And then let's say there was a potato salad, that was also a part of the brand. We look at that as a brand, not so much just a product. And so we would be able to help you with the actual brand. Now, if you already have a brand that is currently in the market already, and you're wanting to add to that, we can help you and assist you with that as well. So we're going to be taking all those applications one at a time. Okay. And Brandy and I guess you guys have heard, I've called out so many people on this call because we actually know them, because they've actually come to our classes and things of that nature. And so Brandy and I are actually going to step back, and we've put a team together that's going to help us um, help us choose which companies that would be in the best position, because of course I want all of you guys to grow, and I think we now have 53 people on the call. I want all 53 of you in the accelerator program, scaling that, whatever product you have. The first part of your question was about the pitches and things of that nature. So I don't want you guys to get nervous about that. It is you talking about, for 3 minutes, you're going to share what it is we're tasting. That's it. So just imagine if you're at the farmer's market, somebody walks up and say, "Hey, what is this?" You're going to tell us what that is. And there could possibly be maybe one or two questions from the panel. Maybe they didn't understand something on your application. They may or may not ask you that question at that time. And so I think we also talked about like who would be able to sample your items. We have a bunch of partners that would be there, and then we have some also other colleagues that are in the food and beverage industry. Those are the type people who would be at that event. Kim, did I answer your question? Okay.
You did. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
You are welcome. Well, Brandy, it is 8:01, and I can talk about this stuff every day, all night long. And so I think we better stop right here. Brandy
Yeah.
she put in the chat, if you guys will follow us on our social media, I would love that. We're going to be making a lot of announcements, in the next couple of days. And so that's a good place where you can see it. Also, we have a Slack channel. I know a lot of people don't use Slack, but this is the best place. We have Scott, who's online, that he's with a packaging company here in town. And so we're going to have people like Scott who would, also be on the channel. And so let's say you're looking for bottles or you're looking for some kind of packaging, you'll be able to log on to our Slack channel. Hey guys, I'm looking for blah, blah, blah. And so you might find someone like myself who can say, hey, I know where you can go, or you might find one of the professionals in the industry that also might be able to help you. So that's the last thing I'll say. And Brandy, I'm going to shut up right now. I promise.
Okay, I think that I answered all of the questions in the chat. Aubrey, can you share the Slack channel again? Because I think the link that I shared wasn't quite right.
I sure will. Bear with me 1 second here. here.
So
And
a couple things. So this is recorded. We'll share it on YouTube. We've included the website, our website, in the chat, and we've shared the application. Simple thing is just apply, and we'll help you to figure it out. If you are uncertain, then we'll talk with you to see, because it's not just your application, right? But it's the reality of what's going on in your life. It's not just the business, but it's the other part too. And there was one thing, there was one more comment in here that I wanted to respond to. This was from Sonia and Sophia, and it says, how can we make our application stand out, or how can we improve our chances of getting into the program? If you would please just be honest, that's what will get you into the program. That's the best advice I can give you. And Aubrey, someone asked a question. I wanted to just run by you what I said. Oh gosh. Oh, it was about the product tasting. I answered that. We'll have food safety and formulation. Oh, here it was. So one person asked, would you accept people who may have the same kind of food? And I wrote, I think we will not have direct competitors in the first cohort. We may have one company join the second cohort to avoid like direct conflict. Do you agree with that, Aubrey?
I agree, yes.
I think it will be easier for a company to flourish if they're not in the class and afraid to share what's going on in their company because their direct competitor is right there. And just looking at all the different applications that we've had so far, there's not a lot of direct competitors. The applications that I'm seeing, there's a lot of diversity, there's a lot of uniqueness to those applications. So I'm not really worried about direct competitors. There's a few more comments that just came in. Someone said, will you be responding via email? Yeah, Aubrey or I will respond. Give us a day or two.
Please.
And then I'll put our social media, LinkedIn and Instagram. I'm just going to copy that and drop that back into the chat again. Aubrey, do you want to end the meeting, or do you want to hang around for a minute in case there's anyone who has questions still?
I think we can do it for a couple of more minutes. If there's someone that I think we were speaking with, was it Buki? We could answer those questions, but we want to let people off the line now. They want to start their dinner and things of that nature. Thank you so much, Andrew. I see you. So we want to thank you guys for coming today, and we hope to get your application soon.